Unique situation, leading up to this card. Have you ever been involved in something like this? It's just been so kind of topsy-turvy.
Yeah, all good. Everything was positive. I'm just, it was a blessing to be put in the main event, and I guess for one bad thing of not being able to fight my original opponent with Carlos Condit, it got put in with a better thing, becoming main event.
You said that you felt that the fight wasn't really a co-main event to begin with, and deserved to be main event. Are you going to fight any differently to sort of prove that you deserve that headline?
You know what? I actually do feel like fighting harder now, so I'll fight a little harder than I would have.
Can't tell if you're joking.
I'm serious.
You're now the favorite in the fight. Does that kind of surprise you, or how do you think you guys shape up?
I don't worry about the odds and this and that, and actually I didn't even know that. I think we both match up well. I think it's a pick'em fight, and I think that I think that your chin doesn't know you're a 20-1 favorite, so no sense to worry about that.
You said you feel like he might be the best boxer in MMA, or have the best boxing skills. Does that make you hesitant to want to stand up with him, or are you going to try to do something different to avoid that strength?
Yeah, I'm going to do everything I can to win this fight, whether it's taking him down or whatever needs be.
I think a lot about him not showing up to things, all the controversies that happened, actually makes him more appealing to fans and popular, and why people would want to see him, kind of the persona around him. Makes this fight even bigger because of what he has done in the past. Of course.
I think he's a great character for mixed martial arts, and I think there's a bunch of characters, and he's one of the great ones, and that makes this fight bigger and everything. And I would say to Nick Diaz, keep being yourself.
Keep showing up late.
Yeah, or don't show up at all.
BJ, Diaz has a great record, over the course of his career, but he's 5-4 in the UFC. How do you view that? Did he's evolved since then, or do you think that quality of competition kind of factors into that?
Without a doubt, he's evolved. He's gotten better. I'm sure in a lot of ways, maybe they did match make some of his fights for him, just Strikeforce or whoever was doing it. But without a doubt, he's not the same fighter he was in the UFC. He's much better.
And you used to be kind of a fiery guy. Now it's like this new calm demeanor, laid back and not really riled up. Does that translate to your fighting game at all? This kind of new calm maturity level that you got?
No, I think I'm gonna step in the ring and be as violent as I can. But I think just with the other stuff, I'm getting too old, man. I'm getting old, I guess.
BJ, you've been moving your camps out of Hawaii a lot more lately. What have you gained from traveling around a little more and getting different perspectives?
I've definitely learned a lot of techniques. I've got to train with a lot of people. I got to train with Pat Miletich, Robbie Lawler, Matt Hughes, and Jeremy Horn a couple months ago, and that was a great opportunity for me. And it's kind of it's good. It's so funny getting to train with the older guys. It's much more relaxed, And then the younger bull in there is always the one that's going to be kicking our butts, because we're just too old already.
Nick controls the range very well with his length. Is that sort of the key to kind of getting past that range? And how do you do that? How do you get inside?
That's huge. That's huge. You gotta get in on Nick Diaz, and he's got that reach. And not only does he have the reach, he knows how to put you in the perfect spot. He's not really a big footwork guy, but if you come forward, he'll just take one step back and he'll just keep you on that end the whole time. So. We're gonna have to, without giving anything away, we're gonna have to use a lot of smarts and a lot of technique to get in there and get after him and attack him.
For this sport to continue to grow fans and new fans and kids coming in, do you need people like him to kind of, and Lesnar, to kind of be kind of that villainous piece on the other end to get people to come out and continue to sell out and win tickets to the struggle?
Well, I've been put in the villain spot a couple times myself, and it's not fun at the end of the day. But I don't know. I don't look at Lesnar as a villain, or I don't look at Nick as a villain. I guess because I know him. But I guess that's the way the world works, and sometimes it gets promoted that way.
BJ, your brother Regan is now fighting. How has that affected your training? Having a brother that's now fighting, is he able to train with you more or less? Or?
He's actually training with us a little less now because he's got different needs that he has to do, and he's been flying around training at different camps. you know, but when he's in the gym at that time, it's training as usual. But yeah, probably a little less though, because when I'm doing something, he's got to be doing something. He can't just be waiting on the side ready to train again. So in that sense, you know, maybe less, but everything's still positive in all ways.
Has it changed the dynamic a little that you maybe inspire each other a little bit more knowing you have fights going on?
Yeah, I think we definitely, you know, because he's here and then he flies off to his fight in Illinois, so you know he gets to come watch me fight, and then that can get him excited for his fight or what he thinks he should do, and you know, I think it's a good thing. It's a good thing all around.
Can you talk about training with Hughes, Lawler, and Horn, and how that helped you prepare for this fight?
And Pat Miletich too.
And
yeah.
Miletich.
It was actually before. It was actually when I was getting ready for Carlos Condit. So you know, we talked about Carlos Condit. We talked about what kind of things we can do to attack him. But everything changed, and I'm in the position where I'm fighting Nick Diaz now. But just to go out there, they showed me a lot of good moves, and they showed me some things that'll work.
What is your motivation at this point in your career? What are you still fighting for?
I don't know. I'm probably addicted to the attention, you know, and I get a job. It's a job. Get a paycheck, and I still like to fight though. I still want to see, you know, if everybody says that guy's real good, there's no way you could kick his ass. I want to let me try.
Do you feel like you're nearing the end at all? You talked about being older, and do you still matter and want to challenge yourself? And do you feel like that's coming?
Nah, you know, I know I'm older and stuff, but I honestly feel like I'm the best I've ever been. I feel like I'm as violent as I've ever been, and you know, I think I'm getting much smarter, training and figuring this thing out. You know, it's been taking a long time to finally find the right recipe, and it always keeps changing. But I think we got some time left. It's like that love-hate thing, always.
If you could go back, what advice would you give young BJ Penn when you first started out in the sport?
Just shut your mouth, because what you say doesn't really matter. It only matters if you win. That's what I would say.
Let's get time for two more.
BJ, is there any truth to the rumor that you were offered a fight with Nick's younger brother Nate and turned it down? And if so, what's the difference between Nick and Nate and choosing to fight either one?
There is some truth that I think, no, they didn't offer us the fight. I think they offered them the fight, and at that time, I guess it was a fight that didn't make sense, and I think they said, no, that's not the fight we want, and from there, that's why the thing with the Nick Diaz fight, the way it got put together was, I wanted to, after the whole Condit thing fell apart, I started calling him saying, okay, let me fight John Fitch. John Fitch keeps twittering that he'll fight me, and then Dana was like, no, John Fitch is out till December. I go, no, he just twittered it. I'm telling you, he's out till December. So I was like, well, Fitch, why do you keep wasting my time twittering me about that stuff? And then they offered Nick Diaz some other fight, and then Nick Diaz looked at the fight and was like, that's a waste of a time fight for me. You know, if I end up losing that fight, where does that put me? And at the end of the day, this was the only thing that made sense for everyone.
Is Fitch still a fight that matters to you? Obviously, it matters to him. Is it still a fight that matters to you?
Yeah, I'll fight him anytime.
Do you want to, or is it just if it happens?
Yeah, I'd love to fight him. Yeah.